This is Common Denominator. I'm your host, Moshe Popack. To spend time and energy finding a life partner is the biggest decision of your life. In the end, it's going to be a risk because nobody knows the future, and humans in general, we all change, all of us. I'm different than I was 5 years ago, a year ago, 10 years ago. So is my wife. And that's why it has to be above and beyond this mission statement of looking at an entire life. The life that you want as an individual, you're journeying alone, and then a life together with a partner, and a life with a family or something that you want, because we're here. But also, it's not only that we go, but also how much quality of life do we have? What are you willing to sacrifice? And we're constantly bombarded by distractions, by people that want to control other people. That's what it is. I lost my job and I just started making some money, and I had a large judgment by doing a favor for a family member. And I was named in a lawsuit, and it was probably all the money that we had made. And I looked at my wife, and this goes into the ability to move on. And I said, this will bring us back to point zero. But I said, this could affect us emotionally for the next 10 years, or we're going to pay this money and then we're going to move on. And it's just choice. The emotional, everything in the physical world is just a choice of programmed emotion. That's why I've been training for 15 years, Jiu-Jitsu, because that idea of the samurai spoke to me as a young child. To be in control, that's the control. It's what Viktor Frankl said, that's the control. The only control that exists, and you have to accept this, is the control of your own reaction to the thing that happens in the physical world. So you observe the thing, and your typical reaction has been for 45 years a certain way. And you know what you're going to do this time? You're not going to do anything. You're going to breathe. And then your brain regulates, your heart regulates, your nervous system regulates, and then you move on. And that's the whole training. Like in jiu-jitsu, the thing is it's a physical fight. The same way some insane thing in business could be happening. Happens to me all the time. The high and the low and everything in between. But somehow you keep moving because you have the space to be able to breathe and think. I saw a post by Bruce Lee. It's funny, in this training for my black belt, I've just been trying to find my inspiration. And I looked at these old videos of Bruce Lee. And he said, when the thing looks insane, all of it is just this imagination of stuff that came in your mind. He said, just breathe and go one step right in front of you. That's it. And then and all of a sudden your brain rewires, because all it is, all the fear, false evidence appearing real. And I was telling someone the other day, less than 1% of fear, things that you are fearful of, it's logical. Less than 1% happen. If you don't give up, 99% happen the way they're supposed to happen. If you follow the path in the unknown, because we all humans have a natural way to be lazy and to go back, even though it sucks, we have this belief, we're comfortable. I've done enough. I believe that 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I believe that, and still have this angst and urgency while I live here to still keep pushing. I don't know what it is, but I'm just that way. And I think that everybody should be that way. Everybody should push. I remember the idea was like, okay, set really, really high goals. And there was this particular really, really high goal that I had. And there was this inner dialogue with myself. And it literally, and I always talk about that, right? The pen to paper. It took me 4 months to take that pen and just write it down on a piece of paper. Because I was so far reaching. It just popped in my head, okay, I want to do this. And there's nobody around, it's just me. And to write it down. Couldn't do it. Don't know why. It was the strangest thing. There's just like this block in my head. And I think that each of us have that. And none of it's true. I've never seen it to be true. Because you look, okay, Prince. He's 5'5", this guy, strange, or Michael Jackson, or I don't know, these people, but look at them, because they chose to take steps alone, very long period of time, and with a deep, deep sense of belief and a vision, and somehow that's what ends up happening. The thing that nobody expects, the underdog, that's the X factor person. That's the thing that happens. I've been for many, many years constantly jumping into places that I'm extremely uncomfortable with, and then making that my new habits. For the sake of my family, it started with that. I have to pay my bills. No choice. I love that example. You create a situation where you burn the boat. You got to this island, you burn the boat, got no choice.